Assalamualaikum everyone. So I attended a Al-Maghrib course over the weekend titled Purify. It's actually study of Surah Maryam, and I thought I'd just make a very quick video about some of the woman empowerment lessons that I learned from that class. From among many things that was discussed in the class that day, one hadith really stood out to me. The hadith is actually from Tirmidhi, where Prophet Muhammad said, "From amongst the women who have achieved perfection, who are worthy of following, are Maryam binti Imrân, Khadijah binti Khuwaylid, Fatima binti Muhammed and Asiyah, the wife of Pharaoh." So from this hadith, I took two very beautiful lessons that I would like to share with everyone today. Lesson number one is about perfection. If we had to think about someone living a perfect life in this day and age, we would basically associate them having either being perfectly married, have perfect husband, perfect life, perfect home, perfect children. They have perfect career, either they are rich or their husband is rich and they travel the world. But if we study the life of these four women, none of them actually live those kind of life. Maryam alayhi salam, she's actually single for the rest of her life, and she's being referred to one of the worthy women that we should follow. Khadijah, before she married Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, although she was known as a rich businesswoman, she's actually a widow and she already had children from previous marriage. Fatima, although she's the daughter of the Prophet, she never had a life full of luxury. Her life actually is known for difficulty and poverty. And the other woman he referred to as woman worthy of us following is Asiyah. So Asiyah, at least we could say she was living the standard of a perfect life because she was a queen, but she's not, because she was married to a tyrant, the one who ended up torturing and killing her. So from all these four women, there is no perfection in a sense of a worldly life that we can see. So what is this perfection that the Prophet ﷺ was referring to? So when I look further into the life of these four women, I only found one thing in common between all four of them, which is their faith and their tawakkul in Allah, especially in the time of trial of their life, when they do not know how to get out the situation they were in, or they don't know what the future holds for them because of their situation now. So lesson number two is my favorite lesson. If you notice in the hadith how the Prophet mentioned the name of these four women, like for example Khadijah, his wife, he didn't associate Khadijah as his wife, but he mentioned her by her name, Khadijah binti Khuwaylid. Same goes to her daughter. He didn't mention Fatima, the daughter of Prophet. She mentioned her as Fatima binti Muhammad. And Maryam, her name is mentioned just like my or your name is going to be mentioned, Maryam binti Imrân, or Maryam, the daughter of Imrân. Although in her life there is actually many giant figures who she could have been associated with. Her father Imrân has a chapter in the Quran by his name, and her son, we all know her son is Prophet Isa alayhi salam. Even her uncle is a prophet of Allah, is Prophet Zakaria alayhi salam. But none of this person is actually ascribed to her. She was known by her name. Only in the name of Asiyah she was referred to as the wife of the Pharaoh, but there are certain narrations where her name is actually mentioned as Asiyah without mentioning Pharaoh. But even in that, if she could be the woman that we should follow, it has nothing to do with whom she was married to. So what is the lesson here? The lesson that I took is that in the life of these four women, their value and their identity and quality is not determined by their relationship to other people. It's not determined or ascribed to their father or husband or son, uncle. It's none. It's not associated to anyone outside of themselves. Their worth and value is from the quality that is within them and is independent of their attachment to other people. You could be single like Maryam alayhi salam, or married to a tyrant like Asiyah, but you could still be called as a woman worthy of following. So bottom line is, your value is in you, is not determined by what you have in life or your relationship status.